One. So hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we are back with so this is the preview of the World Test Championship final, and today I have a very special guest with me, John Benny, really active on Twitter. He is one of the top leading. He's a star, and he just helps so much with the information he provides, and he's just so helpful to all the cricket lovers all around India, and I think the world too. So, guys, Johns, you can introduce yourself, and we are gonna preview the World Test Championship final, India, New Zealand, everything, the hype which is going on. So, Johns, you can introduce yourself.
First of all, thanks a lot for inviting me. When I was in your age, I couldn't even speak English properly, and I was in that confident. I am really amazed how confident you are when you are just 11 years of age. Even when I was 11, I never thought. I don't know about. I don't even have a phone itself when I was 11. But it's a pleasure to talk with you. I have seen your videos. It's really good, and all the best for your future as well. You'll be becoming a great anchor or something related to cricket as well in the future.
Yes, I want to play for India.
Okay, sure. You will hopefully.
Yeah. Let's first just talk about how New Zealand and India. Let's just do a small SWOT analysis of both the teams. Then we'll go on to predicting both the 11s, and then just we'll do a man-to-man marking, and then predictions to who will win and everything. So first, let's talk about India's strengths and weaknesses and everything. So you can start with the strengths, then I'll add on.
I think India's strength is the pace bowling, the bowling attack as combined with spinners and fast bowlers. If you look at from 2018, the way India has fought back in overseas from South Africa to England to Australia, winning twice in Australia. So it has been the fast bowling strength, picking 20 wickets. If you look at under MS Dhoni or even under any captain, we didn't had that luxury of taking 20 wickets and helping the batters. So it has been the strength, and the addition of Ravi Jadeja, the improvement he has shown in last few years as a batsman and as a bowler as well. India haven't used much of Ravi Jadeja due to some injury issues, and Ashwin has been the preferred first spinner. Then Ashwin's progress as a spinner from Australia to even into from 2018, the way he has bowled, apart from that fitness issues he had, whenever he has got an opportunity and full 100% Ravi Ashwin has produced some magic. The way he has bowled in Australia, the way he has kept Steve Smith, and that was one of the turning point in that Australia series. So India has been going through some dream run in fast bowling. India has some issues here and there in batting, slightly inconsistent apart from Virat Kohli since 2018 in overseas. There has been some glimpses like Pujara performing in Australia in 2018, or Hannah scoring few runs here and there, and so and even Rishabh Pant has showing his glimpses from the Australia too. So there has been there has some mixer coming through the ranks as well, as combination works out. So it has been some dream phase in last few months as well. The victory in Gaba, MCG, beating England at home. So India has been going through some very good run. If you look at the weakness of Indian team, I would say the opening department, because Rohit Sharma hasn't played much Test cricket in overseas as an opener. It will be a big worry moving into the WTC final, and he has shown his glimpses in Australia as well. And he is a class player. He has shown wonders in limited overs, but still, Rohit Sharma need to prove as a Test cricketer in overseas. He has shown everything in Asian conditions. The way he has batted from this WTC against South Africa in home conditions, or against England at home conditions. So he has proved as a Test opener in home conditions. He just one more a mountain to climb for Rohit Sharma as a player in his CV. He has proven as a T20 player. He has proven as an ODI player. He has proven as a Test player at Asia as an opener. Just one more weak link, or one more aspect he needs to cover his overseas Test match as an opener. Then if you look at coming to Shubman Gill, he might not be high on confidence after the IPL or England series, but the Gaba test match. He has shown his talent. Everyone knows he is a future star. He is going to the back. He is going to be the backbone of Indian team, and he has proved. If you look at the practice match, he scored around 80 something, which BCC updated. So he might be in confidence as well. And the another issue is that consistency of Rahane is a worry. He scored 100 in MCG, but the consistency hasn't been there. If you look at the Rahana from 2014 or 2013 to 2016, he was a lot more consistent. He was one of the best batsmen for India in that phase. But since the 2016 or 2017, there was a dip. Rahana's career, so he needs to work out those consistency issues. And we all know Virat Kohli, even though he didn't score 100 since 2019, he has been performing. If you look at the T20 series against England or in the Adelaide Test match against Australia, which India lost, but Virat Kohli played a crucial knock there, which the run out caused that mess up for India in that Test match.
Yeah, in that test match, I think if
So
he wouldn't have got run out, he would have. Anyways, I think he would have scored a ton in that
yes,
match.
it was a big opportunity. So Virat Kohli will be coming good. So batting needs to prove their metal. I would say the middle order, if middle order can fire, and if Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma can repeat what they did in Australia, even though they didn't had a big partnership, but they survived the new ball attack. They had a 252 or 350 run partnership, something for the opening wicket. So it was one of the main aspects why India went through that Australia team. So the opening partnership will be really crucial, especially in England conditions. We all know it won't be easy, but if they can survive till 20 overs or 25 overs, it makes it will be making likes of Pujara, Kohli, and Rahane. The life will be more easier. So the opening partnership will be really vital for India.
Yeah, I also agree to everything you said, and I wanted to add more to the strengths of India. I think Rishabh Pant is a huge strength because if you compare him with BJ Watling, they are two different kinds of players in terms of their batting. BJ Watling is a typical Test player who has around 45 strike rate, but Rishabh Pant has brought in a different dimension to Test cricket, and the way he bats, he can change the game at any moment of time. So I think Rishabh Pant is an X factor player, and he is one of the biggest strengths of India. Plus, when you talk about India's strengths, I think the spin. In terms of when you see the whole bowling department, when you talk about only the pacers, you may give an edge to New Zealand. But when you talk about the whole bowling department, India is ahead because of two spinners in form of Ashwin and Jadeja, who are the best spinners in the world. Plus, Southampton offers a bit to the spinners compared to other tracks in England. So I think having two very good spinners is a huge luxury for India and is one of their strengths. And you can play Jadeja as a proper batsman too. He just plays like a proper batsman. If you think you just get 5 overs out of him and you want him to play as a proper batsman, you can do that. So I think having the luxury of two of the world's best spinners and Rishabh Pant is India's biggest strength. And when you talk about India's
Yes,
weakness, and when you talk about India's weakness, I think their weakness is basically their that middle order. If you- they if Virat Kohli doesn't perform, sometimes India tend to just lose that. Their batting is one of their weaknesses because their bowlers take 20 wickets regularly. But when it comes to our batting, sometimes we get out on 100, all out on 100. And that won't work in the WTC final, except Virat Kohli in overseas performances. Nobody is sticking around. Now you have Rohit Sharma, Pujara, Rahane, but they won't need to perform. So I think that's one of the weaknesses of India. Just as John said, I agree to what he said, and just I think Rishabh Pant and the leverage to play two of the best spinners in the world is one of India's strengths.
yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
So, guys, I have got some questions, and we have Johns to answer them, and I'll also give my views. So, the first question is coming from Abdul Qadir Johar, and he says that is it a good idea to play both Jaddu and Ash together in the finals? And if they play one spinner, who will be the first choice?
I think both Jadeja and Ashwin will be playing because New Zealand has three left-handers in top five, so Ashwin will be vital, and he has improved as a batsman. We have seen Kohli or Rahane has been playing, bringing Ashwin early as well. If there is a left-hander, we have seen when Kohli used Ashwin early against Alistair Cook in 2018. So we might see because they have Devon Conway, Tom Latham, Henry Nicholas in top five. And coming to Jadeja, Jadeja is not is more than a bowler because he's one of the best number seven in the world in Test format, even in all three formats as well. The way he has developed as a batsman in ODIs and T20s, we need to give to Jadeja, and we must trust Jadeja as well as a batsman. We have been keeping Jadeja most times in dugout, but it's high time for Jadeja and Ashwin to play together, and both has improved as a batsman. We have seen how Jadeja has done well over the years as a batsman in Test format, and Ashwin has improved his batting since the Australia tour, and he scored 100 in Chepauk against England. So we have that good batting depth till number eight. Then even Ishant Sharma can bat, and then we have five bowling options as well. That's one reason I will be preferring both Ashwin and Jadeja. If one of them is not playing, I will be. I don't think India will be going with that strategy. If you look at the 15 announced for Indian team, there is no Thakur as well. If they are going to play four seamers, it will be the batting will be slightly slim. I do believe that might be the reason that will hurt India as well. So I think India either will be going with two spinners and three fast bowlers, or if it is overcast, they might include Hanuma Vihari because Hanuma Vihari is included in the 50-member squad. So if it is an overcast conditions, they might go with Hanuma Vihari at number six, then Rishabh Pant at number seven, either Jadeja or Ash at number eight, then three seamers. That might be another combination India can work out in the WTC final.
Yeah, I also agree to it. And I think instead of thinking of Jadeja as a pure bowler, think of him as a batsman. And even if you want to play Hanuma Vihari, I think Jadeja is a better batsman than Hanuma Vihari. And I think Jadeja should be preferred over him instead of just thinking of him as a bowler. So I think Jadeja at seven, Ashwin and eight, and then you have three fast bowlers instead of playing four and one or three plus one plus one. And plus one will be Hanuma Vihari over there. So I agree to what John just said. Now the second question is from my friend
Yes.
Vivan Mathur. He says that who will play the WTC final, Siraj or Ishant?
I think both of them deserves to play in the final. The way Ishant Sharma has been doing well since 2013, he has been one of the best bowlers in the world, so he deserves to play. And we all know how well Ishant can bowl against left-handers. And along with Ashwin and Ishant bowling together in tandem, it might cause New Zealand lots of problems in the WTC final. And coming to Mohammad Siraj, the way Siraj has been developed as a test bowler, we have seen his performance for Hyderabad or India A team. The progress was there, but it will be tough for Siraj to be in the playing 11 because we need to rest, or we need to drop either Ishant Sharma or Mohammad Shami as a bowler as to include Mohammad Siraj. So it will be tough because these three, Bumrah, Shami, Ishan, has been the pace trio since 2018. Apart from that Australia series where these guys got injured, youngsters got that opportunity. But these guys deserves to play in the final, and Siraj will be one of the main weapons for Virat Kohli in coming years as well. In all three formats, the way he has been bowling in wide ball format as well, the way he was the best bowler for RCB in the last season, which got postponed due to COVID, but still he was one of the best bowlers in the league as well. So he'll be main weapon for Virat Kohli in coming years as well.
Yeah, so in terms of what I think, if I had personally given a choice, I think Siraj deserves to play the way he has bowled. He can bowl long spells, and if you want a swing bowler in this team, if Bhuvneshwar would have been there, I would have played him. But he if because he's not there, I'll play Siraj over Shami, because seeing the recent form which Shami is in, I think playing Siraj would be a better choice, because he's first of all in better form. In the inter squad game also, he has taken 2 wickets, and Ishant Sharma has taken 3 wickets. So I think Ishant Sharma has been the best bowler for India in the World Test Championship final, and in the World Test Championship, and I think there will be no use of dropping him. And I think we should play Siraj over Shami, because he didn't play in like Shami in the inter squad game. There's nothing been told about from BCCI about his performance. And like Kohli, before in the press conference before flying to England, he didn't know he was live, and he was talking about Siraj ko hum around the wicket dalwayenge into the rough. That was what him and Ravi Shastri were talking about. So I think that gives us an insight about Siraj playing, and I think he might play over Shami instead of Ishant, because Ishant Sharma has also played 100 tests, and I think the experience which he has will be of great use for India in the World Test Championship final.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so the next question is from Aryan, and he says that should India go with 2 spinners or one only, because there will be about 3 to 4 left-handers. So that's again the same question. We have answered it, that Ashwin will be Ashwin and Jadeja will both play, because Jadeja more due to his batting, and Ashwin because he's the world's best off spinner. So that's what we think. And Ayush Smith Majumder says that should Gill open the batting or play as a lower middle order batsman?
If you look at coming to WTC, Gill will be opening along with Rohit Sharma. But I really like to see Gill as a middle order batsman into the future. Once this transition period happens, when Pujara, Kohli, or Rahane retires, then Gill should be drafted into the middle order spot, because he can do what Virat Kohli did for many years for Team India. So I really hope Gill should be playing in the middle order, because he plays spin so well. And we have lots of openers. If you look at, there is Priyam Panjal, there is Abhimanyu Ishwaran, there is Prithvi Shaw is there is Mayank Agarwal is there, KL Rahul is there. So we have
Ruturaj
got
Gaikwad is
lots
also
of
there.
Ruturaj Gaikwad, David Padikkal is there. So we have got lots of openers. So I believe once this transition period happens, Gill should be batting in the middle order in the future. But as if now, for the WTC final, Gill and Rohit will be opening for India.
Yeah, and that clears it more, because in the what we say in the 15 member squad which India has announced, there's no like Mayank Agarwal, because if Gill bats in the lower middle order, Mayank Agarwal and Rohit Sharma would have opened. And KL, or either KL Rahul, and there's none of KL Rahul or Mayank Agarwal in that squad. So I think that's the answer to your question. Now, Vishal Rajwani says 3 pacers or 4 pacers for final, and if 4 pacers who will play, who should be the spinner, Jadeja or Ashwin?
Uh, it's a bit tricky question, but I would prefer Ashwin, because the way Ashwin has been bowling since Australia too, he has been high on confidence, and he was spectacular against England, the home conditions, and he has improved as a batsman as well. So if one of them will be playing, one of them only will be playing the final, then Hanuma Vihari will be coming at number 6, Rishabh Pant at number 7. So ideally, Ashwin will be playing at number 8. I don't think they might prefer Jadeja. I don't think they'll be preferring Jadeja over Ashwin, even though they were going to play Jadeja over Ashwin in Australia. But even Ashwin told in his YouTube video as well, if I'm right. So, but Ashwin, the way he has performed in Australia, the way he has performed in the England series, Ashwin deserves to start ahead of Jadeja. But still, I believe these two guys will be playing together, Jadeja and Ashwin, in the WTC final as well, in the England series as well.
I didn't know that Jadeja was about to play over Ashwin in the Australia tour, because Ashwin in his YouTube channel speaks in Tamil and I don't understand Tamil. So that was it. And if I think four pacers will play, I think, yeah, Ashwin will play because they have a lot of left-handers. And yeah, we think that three pacers will play instead of four pacers. Now, Navneet Shetty says that how about opening with Jadeja directly in the final? And I haven't understood what does he mean by that, because I don't think he is meaning that opening with Jadeja as in batting. I think he says that how about opening with Jadeja bowling in the final, because there's no way Jadeja will open the batting in the final.
Uh, I don't think that with Jadeja opening the final, or I don't think these things will be happening. We have a opening pair who
Yeah.
has been doing well since the Australia tour. These two guys has been batting so well. We have seen few 50 plus scores as a opening pair. That gives that solidity to the lower order and middle order as well. So these two guys deserves to open.
Yeah, plus Jadeja is the best number seven of the in the world. We think, as John said before, and plus in the 15-member squad which India have, Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma are the only openers, so they are almost confirmed
Yes.
to open. And I think Jadeja will be not be in opening in the final, and he'll play at number seven, which is his usual position. Now, Shubham Raj says that should India prefer Mayank Agarwal in place of Rohit Sharma by seeing their overseas performance, and that can't happen because Mayank Agarwal is not in India's 15-member squad.
Yes, that's true. Everyone thinking, even now only squad announced at 6:30 p.m. Even if we have completed the video earlier, we
Yeah.
should have, we might have answered this question as well.
Yeah, we were also thinking about it, but when BCCI uh, posted the squad, that those questions were over, and it was almost confirmed that the opening pair will be Gill and Rohit. Now, India is his username, is saying, please ask Johns that has the ball swung more in England this time as compared to last year due to new Lord Duke balls.
I think if you compare with 2018, I don't think it has swung more. 2018 was one of the most difficult series to bat on. The way ball was swinging the entire series, that was one of the reason why, except Virat Kohli, none of them had a great series. Even though few of them scored hundreds, but most of them were inconsistent as well. But we can't say much if you look at the series. England has been trying to get a batting friendly as well. If you look at the wickets in the two test matches against New Zealand, there was a trend like team scoring about 350, etc. That was the major reason was they need combination. They need to have that fight between bat and ball. So I believe that might be the reason they might be changing the pitches. But this time in the WTC final, ICC is making the pitches, so we can expect first inning score as 350, 300 something, unless it is overcast, and then humans can't do anything. It all depends on how rain gods behave on that day.
Talking about overcast conditions from the last 2 days, like when we have been seeing the forecast of Southampton, it has been like terrible, because
Uh,
there's rain predicted on every single day. Like on some day it's 10%, some day it's 20%, some days it's 60%. So I would really hope that it gets better and rain does not spoil the party in the game. And like, it's so hyped and nobody wants the game to be affected by rain and then washed out.
yes, that's true. Hopefully, reserve day is also there, so
Yeah.
we can expect a result. I don't think it will be ending a draw.
Yeah.
Uh, it might be tough as well. I don't think they'll be putting a flat deck to score 450 something in the first innings.
Yeah.
Ideally, it will be a 350, then 300, then 250, 200. That
Unless
might be the
Virat
range of
Kohli
scores.
scores a 200, it will be around 350 score.
Yes, that's true.
So now it's the last question from Maximal Crown. He says that what about thinking of Pant opening the batting in the future? That lengthens the batting order and allows an extra bowler to come to the party.
I don't think it will be happening in Test cricket because he is the wicket keeper and opening in the batting it will be difficult. But in limited overs, we can expect. We never thought Rohit Sharma will be becoming an opener. If you look at his career since 2018, 2008, he was a middle order guy, then drafted into an opener. So anything can happen in future. Maybe if someone does not have a great career, these youngsters, then maybe Rishabh Pant can open in T20 format. So we can't predict anything to the future. But in Test cricket, I don't think Rishabh Pant will be opening because he is the first wicket keeper. And keeping in Test and opening is one of the difficult jobs. I don't think anyone has done in Test cricket as well in my memory. So I believe it might happen in limited overs in future, but not going to happen in
And
Test
in
format.
limited overs, also, I think him opening in T20 cricket is more likely compared to one days.
Yes, maybe it can happen as well. Depends on how youngsters like Prithvi Shaw or Padikkal. There are lots of youngsters in
Yeah.
opening department.
Gill
The
also.
scarcity is in middle order. Yes, the scarcity is in middle order. So I think Rishabh Pant will be continue at that order because it is the most difficult job to bat in T20 format.
Yeah. So now the questions time is over, and now we are going to predict the 11 of both the teams for the WTC final, and after that the predictions of the who is going to win, and like the highest run scorer and the man of the match and everything. So first, let's start with India's playing 11. So I think the openers will be Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill. And Johns, you also think that only, right? Because there are no other openers
Yes,
in the squad.
yes, Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, Chandreshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane. Number 6 will be Rishabh Pant. Number
Yeah.
7, Ravi Jadeja. Number 8, Ravi Ashwin. Number 9, Ishan Sharma. Number 10, Bumrah. And number 11 will be the tricky spot, either Mohammad Siraj or Mohammad Shami. I would go with Mohammad Shami because only because of this pace trio has been doing everything since 2008, 2018, so they deserve to play together in the final. Even though if they prefer Mohammad Siraj as well, I don't have any complaint because the way Mohammad Siraj has been bowling for India and in IPL, he also deserves the spot. But we can't play only 11 players in a match, so one should be going out. And I think I hope these three guys, Ishan Sharma, Bumrah, and Shami will be playing in the final.
Yeah, I think the same. But yeah, Siraj or Shami, anyone. But I would prefer Siraj over Shami just because, like, he is more of a swing bowler, and Shami is a hit the deck bowler. And like then all Bumrah, Ishant, and Shami are hit the deck bowlers, and you want someone who swings the ball in the air a little bit, especially when you are playing in England. So, so that the bowling attack does not get one dimensional and has more dimensions to it. So that the thing which we both think is the same for the playing 11 of India, just that Jones prefers Shami over Siraj, and I prefer Siraj over Shami. The rest, everything is same in our 11. And now let's talk about New Zealand. I think in the New Zealand 11, there might be some controversy of who might play. They announced their squad today morning. I also posted a video about that, so you can go watch that if you don't know about the squad which New Zealand announced. So I think the openers are pretty much confirmed: Tom Latham and Devon Conway. Devon Conway scored a 280, and I think he's one of the biggest threats for India. Uh, Three will be Williamson, four will be Taylor, five will be Nichols, six Watling. After that is when I'm confused, because will they play Grandhome, Jamieson, and then Saudi Bolt will definitely play. Then after that, do they play Wagner, or they play Ajaz Patel? Do they go with an all seam attack, or will they play a spinner? So that's when I'm really confused, and I would like Johns to help me.
If you look at the top six, almost similar to India, they are straightforward selections. If you look at New Zealand's number 7, I would prefer Colin de Grandhomme purely because he needs to any bowler who needs to have an attack to a batsman in the other end, you need Colin de Grandhomme. The way he can bowl day and day in out in a same angle, in a same length, it is just amazing the way he has been bowling. If you look at the Australia series in 2019, everyone can see the value of Colin de Grandhomme. Even in those kind of pitches, the way he bowled accurately, economically, etc. So I believe they'll be playing Colin de Grandhomme. Then, as you mentioned, Kyle Jamieson will be straightforward pick. Then Bolt will be a straightforward pick. Then Southee will be a straightforward pick. Then will they include a spinner or Neil Wagner? If you look at the press meet of Gary Stead in early morning, he has praised Ajaz Patel and Colin de Grandhomme. So that's where I was thinking, will they left out this Neil Wagner factor, because they used to bring these surprises. If you look at the 2016 T20 World Cup against India, they played those spinners. No one was expecting them to play three spinners something. They played Sodhi, Sandner, etc., and they trapped India. So will they try and surprise Indian team? Because even today BCCI has uploaded a video with Virat Kohli playing those bouncers. It was only for Neil Wagner. So will
Yeah.
they surprise India with a left arm spinner? That is only the confusion for everyone. But I still believe they should be going with their strength. Neil Wagner is their strength. Bolt is their strength. South is their strength. Colin de Grandhomme is their strength. Kyle Jamieson is their strength. So I think these guys should be playing. They should be going with an all pace attack. I will be lefting out this Ajaz Patel factor for the WTC final.
I would pick Ajaz Patel over Neil Wagner just because the match is being played in Southampton, and the sun will shine any like a little bit even. Then this it prefers the spin. Plus, the Southampton wicket is traditionally helping the spinners, and even if the match would have been played in Edgbaston, Birmingham, no, Edgbaston, Birmingham is the same thing. Edgbaston, Lords, Headingley, anywhere, I would have agreed that five pacers fine, but just because it's being played in Southampton, I would want the spinner to play there because it's the ground where spinners are most like it's the best suitable ground for spinners in England. You know how Moeen Ali bowled in 2018 and 2014 in Southampton. So I would pick Ajaz Patel over Neil Wagner just because it's a factor that the Southampton factor. And I would be really happy to not see Neil Wagner in the WTC final.
Yes, he can produce those short ball barrages,
Yeah.
I think, for at least 2 3 hours. Even if Williamson asks him to bowl in a day at least 20 to 30 overs, he can do that. We have seen
Yeah.
the way he has been bowling in New Zealand in the dead day 5 pitch. He was coming in, attacking those that Pakistan series and West Indies series with that injured toe. He was bowling and running his heart out. So he is really a street fighter. He can produce some magic anytime. So it's tough to drop someone like Neil Wagner, and even as I said earlier, there might be a surprise. I don't think New Zealand always surprise us because if you can look, that is history as well. New Zealand
Talking
surprise
about
India every time.
surprises, I was just thinking there might be a case there in which they might not even play Wagner. They might not even play Ajaz Patel. They will play Matt Henry just because he's troubled Indian batsmen in the World Cup semi-final to play with their minds.
Yes, they are masters of these surprises, so
Yeah,
we can expect anything. So we need to wait till 18th.
yeah. So this is about the playing 11. Now the final round of the predictions about who is going to be the winner, the highest scorer, and the highest wicket taker, and everything. So John, first you, and then I'll do.
I really hope India wins because this team deserves this WTC. The way this team has been performing, if you look at once Virat Kohli take over this team in 2014-15, Indian team was 7th ranked, and he won this consecutive 5 years, India was labeled as the #1 team in the test ranking. So this team deserves this first WTC. If you look at the strength, the depth of Indian team they showed in Australia, they beat West Indies in West Indies. They beat Australia in Australia twice. They fought really hard in England, even though they lost 4-1. But still, they were fighting in every test matches. Then in South Africa, we have seen how well this team has performed. They won the third test match. So they might not have those results in overseas tour, except Australia, but they have been fighting so hard. We have seen, as I said earlier, the depth of Indian cricket and the way Virat Kohli has been leading, the way he produced those magical innings and these fast bowlers developing under him, and Ravi Jadeja, Ravi Ashwin performing really well as a batsman, as a bowler. So this team deserves this WTC, and I hope India wins the WTC, and a masterclass from Rishabh Pant or Virat Kohli in the final. Then a 5 wicket haul from Ravi Ashwin. I really hope he keep quiet all the haters saying there is no 5 wicket haul for him, because I don't know why they keep saying this thing. They need to look at the logic, because India has 5 very good bloody bowlers, and it's not easy to pick 5 wicket haul. If you look at the 2018, 2019 Ashes, Pat Cummins didn't had a single 5 wicket haul, but he was the best bowler for the Ashes. And only because they have those bowlers, they have Nathan Leon, they have Hazelwood, they have Pat Cummins. It's not easy when you have 5 or 3 very good bowlers. And if you look at the Indian team, they have Shami, they have Ishan, they have Bumrah, they have Jadeja, they have Ashwin. So it's not easy to take a 5 wicket haul in a match. So that's one reason why Ashwin don't have a 5 wicket haul. I really hope he takes one very soon.
Yeah, I agree to that. Like, if he has not taken a 5 wicket haul, he has taken a 4 wicket haul, he has taken a 3 wicket haul, and a 3 wicket haul sometimes is as good as a 5 wicket haul. Like, if a 3 wicket haul includes the wickets of, for example, in against New Zealand, if a 3 wicket haul includes the wickets of Williamson, Latham, and Taylor, it's more than the value of a 5 wicket haul or even a 10 wicket haul in the game.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So what do you, yeah, I also hope that India wins, and just because this WTC cycle has been a great showcase of test cricket by India. In England, where they lost the first test against England, they played brilliantly. In Australia, when they didn't have a damn like more players in the fourth test at Gabba, where they didn't like one more player shot, and I think Ravi Shastri would have wanted to play the game, because India wouldn't have had a single player more to play, because everybody was either getting suspended, injured, Virat Kohli went, and like there were so many problems. So I think this team deserves to win, and I think India is gonna win this match convincingly. And I think Virat Kohli's 71st 100 is coming in this game, and I think he's also gonna be the man of the match. And I think the highest wicket taker for India, and in the whole game, I think is gonna be Jasprit Bumrah, because the way he sometimes Jasprit Bumrah bowls like the worst bowler in the world, but on his day, he is just the best bowler to ever play. Like in West Indies last year in 2019, it looked like every second ball, Jasprit Bumrah is gonna take a wicket, because the way he was pitching the ball up, swinging it into the left-handed batsman, then taking it away, it was just a treat to watch. So I think Jasprit Bumrah is gonna be the highest wicket taker, and Virat Kohli is gonna score his 71st 100. And I really hope I do not jinx it, because I really want it to come sooner than later.
Yes, I am hoping also a Virat Kohli 100. Hopefully, it will be happening anytime soon. I
Yeah.
really think it will be going to happen in the England series. I don't know whether I will be really happy with if he scores in WTC as well, but I think he will be scoring 100 in England series in any of the test matches.
Yeah. So, guys, this was it for the preview of the World Test Championship final. It was like the biggest collab of my YouTube channel so far. A really huge thank you to John for agreeing to this. And I really hope you liked the video. Comment down what was the best part of the video and like what are your predictions. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. And, guys, just see you in the next video for the review of the World Test Championship final. Goodbye, guys.